Hi Year 6, this is your English lesson for Monday the 11th of January, and we're going to start to look at a book by Anthony Horowitz called Point Blank. This is number 2 in the Alex Rider series. We looked at number 1, Stormbreaker, last term, which I hope you enjoyed. Number 2, part of it is set in the mountains, so the Swiss Alps actually, so it fits very well with our topic. It's a great book. Now, what I'd like you to do is think a little bit about how Anthony Horowitz describes character. So I'm going to read you chapter 1. Now, Anthony Horowitz's style is to not introduce Alex Rider until chapter 2. So chapter 1 is always about a different character from just this book and somebody that's going to be very important in the storyline later in the book. This character in Point Blank is called Michael J. Roscoe, and he's a very rich businessman. He owns a huge, big business empire, and he's very concerned about his safety. So I would like you, while I'm reading the beginning of chapter 1, to think about different ways that Michael J. Roscoe is keeping himself safe. How is he concerned about his safety, and how does it show that he's a careful man? There's lots and lots of evidence that this man is very worried about his safety. Enjoy the beginning of the story. I'll read it to you now. You may need to play the video more than once. So, chapter 1 is called Going Down. Michael J. Roscoe was a careful man. The car that drove him to work at 7:15 each morning was a custom-made Mercedes with reinforced steel doors and bulletproof windows. His driver, a retired FBI agent, carried a Beretta subcompact semi-automatic pistol and knew how to use it. There were just 5 steps from the point where the car stopped at the entrance of Roscoe Tower on New York's 5th Avenue, but closed circuit television cameras followed him every inch of the way. Once the automatic doors had slid shut behind him, a uniformed receptionist, also armed, watched as he crossed the foyer and entered his own private lift. The lift had white marble walls, a blue carpet, a silver handrail and no buttons. Roscoe pressed his hand against the small glass panel. A sensor read his fingerprints, verified them and activated the lift. The doors slid shut and the lift rose to the 16th floor without stopping. No one else ever used it, nor did it ever stop at any of the other floors in the building. While it was travelling up, the receptionist was on the telephone letting Mr. Roscoe's staff know that he was on his way. Everyone who worked in Roscoe's private office had been hand-picked and thoroughly vetted. It was impossible to see him without an appointment, and getting an appointment could take 3 months. When you're rich, you have to be careful. There are cranks, kidnappers, terrorists, the desperate, the dispossessed. Michael J. Roscoe was the chairman of Roscoe Electronics and the 9th or 10th richest man in the world. He was very careful indeed. Ever since his face had appeared on the front cover of Time magazine as the electronics king, he had realised that he had become a very visible target. So when in public, he walked quickly with his head bent. The glasses that he wore had been chosen to hide as much as possible of his round, handsome face. His suits were expensive but anonymous. If he went to the theatre or to dinner, he always arrived at the last minute, preferring not to hang around. There were dozens of different security systems in his life, and although they had once annoyed him, he had allowed them to become routine. But ask any spy or security agent, routine is the one thing that can get you killed. Okay, so that's the beginning of chapter 1 of Point Blank. If you can get your hands on a copy of this, that would be wonderful. You can buy a copy, second-hand copy would be fine, buy a copy online, or you can listen to it as an audiobook, okay? And I'll put the link in the description for you. So you can listen to it, you can read it. Don't go too far, only listen to chapter 1 at the moment, but I hope you enjoyed Anthony Horowitz last time, and I hope you'll enjoy this book again. His books are fantastic. So what I'd like you to do now is do a mind map telling me how Michael J. Roscoe, this incredibly rich businessman, keeps himself safe. What are all his systems? What are all the evidence that he is a careful man? Draw a picture of him as well if you like, to show me what you think he looks like. Again, there is some good evidence in the text. So you can either listen to this book online. You can play the video again, or you can try and get your hands on a copy. Okay, good luck Year 6. Either email me what you've done or show it to me in one of the Zoom meetings. Well done, bye for now.